All right, I want to give you guys a quick update starting out on where our injury report is at. Ben Ellefson and Christian Daresall will go into the game. They will be out this weekend. Ross Blacklock's been dealing with an illness. He's significantly improving, but we want to make sure he's available to us at his best coming off of this. So we'll go in as questionable on Ross, and we'll just see how he turns over and can recover, from something that's kind of gotten after him a little bit this week. But Caleb, Harrison, and Dalvin all will go in. No injury designations. Have had really good weeks of practice, leading into what will be, a very, very important game for us again. It seems like the New York Jets are no different than a lot of the really good teams we've played. Arrow pointing up on everything that they're doing, a lot of momentum with their team, playing well in all three phases of the game, and it's going to be a heck of a challenge for us. Very excited to be back at home again, our third home game in a row, and hoping for that same energy we had Thanksgiving night that really gave us on a short week, kind of propelled our team to play at a high level. Also want to make note of Dalvin Cook, our 2022 Art Rooney Sportsmanship Award nominee. He's so well respected in our building, but not a surprise to me that he is ultimately respected around the league the way he is. Not only the player Dalvin is, but the person, the leader, the things he does outside of this building to better our community. He's really something. But as far as sportsmanship goes, I've seen it firsthand. He's one of the best I've been around. And then one last, just congratulations for Kene as Special Teams Player of the Week, and Justin Jefferson, back-to-back years being a Player of the Month. For the month of November, he absolutely earned it, helping us, win 3 games in the month, playing at a really high level.
Shelley start again at cornerback, or did you move Caleb back in?
No, Caleb should be out there. He should be out there, but I thought Duke really, on a short week, really battled, and his competitive nature and love of playing football is one of the things I love about Duke, and that goes into whether he's playing on special teams, whether he's playing corner for us, or just out here every day making our team better by the way he practices every day. So Duke, if called upon, can step in there and continue, the solid work that he's done. But we're excited to get a Caleb back. He's worked, had a really good week of practice, doing some extra things and making sure, more importantly, that he's, 100% healthy, which he feels great, and excited to get him back in there.
Would you look at Randall at left tackle just to be super clear, have Blake continue to start at left tackle?
Yeah, Blake will be in there to start, but we've had Ole take some reps and be ready as well. Ole gives us a great option as a true swing guy on either side, and then allows our interior depth to kind of stay where we want it to be, and just keep on letting Blake build on some of the things he's been able to do. Thought he played a really solid game on Thursday on a short week against a really good front, and we're going to need that same kind of effort against this group. They're one of the best in our league.
Christian is back out, so I guess he's moved a level in the progression.
You're exactly right. So Christian, I should have updated you on that. We're going to rule him out for this weekend, but he is progressing really well. Just want to make sure, like I've told you guys, that his health and our player health and safety is of the utmost importance, and he's progressing right along where the doctors want him to be at, but we want to make sure we can give him a little bit more time to make sure, like we did with the Caleb, that he's ready to go.
But it probably looks encouraging though.
Yes.
For the Detroit game, I would imagine.
Yeah, I don't want to put any kind of pressure on him for this game or that game. I just know that he'll progress along the protocol, by those standards. He's excited to get back out there, but we've talked a lot about just relying on the doctors and the medical teams within the protocols and the different phases of that. He'll get a little bit more work, hopefully early on next week, to allow me to give you a little bit better update on where he's at going into that game.
Kevin, you guys are next to last in the league in total defense, but you're 9-2. Have you ever seen such a disparity, and how much are you concerned about some of the yards you're giving up on defense, or the fact that you guys have stepped up and made the big plays? Does that mitigate some of that?
Yeah, I think we're always continuing to try to find ways of limiting some of the yardage and play a little bit more consistent throughout individual drives to try to stop those drives before they get into scoring position or generate any explosive plays. But I will say our defense has done a really nice job, as they did last week, 0-3 in the red zone. I think they had 7 successful stops on third down. I thought we generated a little bit more pressure in the second half with some design pressures, but also our guys just getting home on some rushes. And as the season progresses, the goal for our whole team this whole season is to try to continue improving and be at our best, as it gets late into the calendar of the season and then hopefully on into the playoffs. And ultimately, statistics are a full year thing. I totally understand that. We do look at those things and try to make adjustments accordingly, both personnel-wise and schematics. But in the end, that last stat you said, as far as being 9-2, is what matters ultimately to the guys in this building.
From a quarterback perspective, what's the difference between teams that have great edge rushers and teams that can pressure up the middle?
Yeah, I think when teams have both, it not only makes you have issues setting the perimeter of the pocket, but also the ability, one of the ways you set that edge is allowing the quarterback to step up into the pocket. And whatever depth a quarterback, we study, where that quarterback's setting up at the most. But ultimately, nothing changes, in my opinion, a quarterback's ability to play with poise and confidence and great fundamentals in that pocket. Then, nothing changes more than when you can get push in his face. And it's going to be awfully nice to have 94 back in there on all downs, but the other guys that have really meshed together and just trying to find an impact on all downs and what that looks like personnel-wise, knowing that we've got 99 and 55 on the edges and DJ and Pat Jones coming in and giving us some juice as well.
I've evaluated you guys' run game just throughout the course of this year offensively. What stands out to you just in what you've seen in terms of progression and evolution?
Yeah, I think we have some things that we feel strongly about that we've done well. I think there's some things that we can continue schematically to improve on, fundamentally how we're hitting blocks, aiming points at the back, trusting, obviously the intent, but then obviously letting our running backs have great feel and natural instincts to find the space in there. And that's ultimately what we'll continue to try to challenge our guys to do, is how physical can we be, but also understanding we've got to have a great awareness for the second level. We've got to have an understanding of how teams are activating some maybe secondary pressures to try to stop some of our run game that we've put on tape. And then as we progress forward, can we be really good at the things we want to hang our hat on, while also infuse some new and different things to provide just an off-speed pitch that people have to prepare for.
Dalvin talked about matching the intensity of this Jets defense.
Yeah,
do you
play
see
hard.
Robert Saleh kind of bringing that on that defense?
That's the one thing that jumped out from the I told some of our offensive coaches I wasn't very long into the cut-ups or watching games on Monday before you could just flat out, I wrote it down about 5 times in my notes, just effort, physicality. And when I think of a Robert Saleh-led defense in this New York Jets defense, I think of those traits, and I think they've got really good players too. They've added some really good young players, some free agents, and then getting healthy again this year at the linebacker spot with Mosley. I think he's having a really special year, and then they've added some real resources to that front that cause you problems. And it's just going to be another battle. It's going to be another grind type of day, and we're going to just have to try to meet that energy and that enthusiasm and physicality to try to have a successful day on offense.
Last two.
Come on. Yeah, I'm trying to sink down a little lower here so Chris doesn't ask me about it. But
I already tweeted out a photo of it.
Oh, perfect.
It's already out there.
Perfect. I was going to ask you if your sweater was new, but I know the answer to that.
Hey, TJ.